Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we are part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where I take a look at the lectionary text, tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree, junk drawer, kids' room, garage, something like that, and maybe even today, Albertsons, Safeway, or Kroger's, or Fred Meyer's. We'll talk about that. This is for the narrative lectionary, and we are looking at the reading from Joshua, and all about restoring the covenant, about how at the end of the reading we say, I'm going to, you choose where you want to go, but I am going to follow the Lord, me and my household, and all of that. That verse that gets stitched on pillows and things like that. I'm talking about restoration, and really about how God has been restoring the covenant from day one, how God continually renews the promise, how God continually comes to us, and about how we think that there might be two choices. That there's God over here and us over here, and God continually comes to us and makes that and restores that covenant, that promise with us. I see it in the gift of our sacraments of baptism and communion, where in that where it's not us, it's God coming to us. It's God saying, I'm restoring the promise, and I'm reminding you of the promise. I am a trustworthy God, and that moves on. So I'm looking at that restoration. Now, if you want to go more on how Joshua takes part in that, this still works. So I've got two pieces of twine. And you might have used this one. I've used this one in the past, and I like it. And so we've got two pieces of twine. There's us over here. We've got the one over here that's us, and then you've got the one here that is God. And the thing is, so we think sometimes that there's us, and it's been cut, and we've got God over here, and that's it. But the fact is that God continually comes and restores, and God continually comes to show God's promise and God's love for us. And the fact of the matter is that we, if we look at it and we tug on this, we realize that the promise has always been, God has always been connected to us. God continually reaches out and makes sure that we are connected to God, and that we're here, and God's here, but we are connected to God. And that is God's promise, and God's promise is sure. So, all right, so that's the springboard. That's the magic trick, if you will. What you're going to need to do to perform this is that, so at the Dollar Tree, I found a big roll of twine like this. They sometimes have it, they sometimes don't. You don't want really the twine, because they do sell twine, but sometimes you'll get the twine that's not really a string. It's more burlappy, if you will, and that does not work well. Or at all, actually. So you want this cotton twine. If the Dollar Tree doesn't have it, your grocery store, Kroger's, Fred Meyer's, Safeway, Albertsons, Thriftway, they will have something like this, and it's in the cooking aisle, and it's barbecue twine. It's the twine that you would hold like a pork roast together if you had put something in it, but it's barbecue twine or cooking twine. So you'll find that in there. Sometimes it's in a little package that it's not in a big roll like this. You don't need a lot. Maybe 2 feet, if that. So you've got, or 2.5 feet. So you've got your twine. I got it folded up in half, about in the center. What you're going to do is you're going to take your fingers, and you are going to pull the little pieces of string that make up the twine. You're going to pull that apart like that, and I pull it about, maybe an inch out on each side. And then, so you've got that, and that looks like a mess. It's almost a dead giveaway what's going on. So you take your fingers, and the twine wants to go in a particular way, and you just twist it that way. And I'm twisting and pulling while I twist, because that helps kind of get the twine back in shape. So you've got this, and so I'm holding it like this, but it's actually, of course, one piece like that. Looks like a little rabbit or little antennas. Anyway, so here we are, and the way I put it in my hand when I restore it, but you can actually, because if you restore it this way, it kind of gives away what's happening. But so I put it in the hand, I wrap one here and pull. So you're here, and that is what happens inside the hand, because when you put pressure on there, and then it's restored. So there you are. It's a great, I love it. I've used it before. If you've used it, you might try using it again, because kids might say, oh, we've seen this one. But like a good TV show, when kids say, I've seen this one before, it usually means, oh, I remember something about this. So there we are. Thank you so much for your partnership in this ministry. Thank you for being with me for this little bit of time, and you are rocking it. And my appreciation goes out to all of you for answering the call, for working with the kids, and doing what you're doing. You are changing their lives for the better. So thanks. All right, we'll see you next week. Peace.